Hey, it's Mandee Montana. If you're looking for the perfect Mother's Day gift, something truly special, I have the best idea. A facial at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa in Tyler. I've had the chance to experience their facials myself, and let me tell you, it's pure relaxation. Their team is so professional, they really customize the experience to fit exactly what your skin needs. Whether you're shopping for your mom, your wife, your sister, or someone who's like a mom to you, a little self care goes a long way. A facial is something she'll enjoy and remember. Gift cards are available, and Hand and Stone makes it easy to treat her to the gift of relaxation. Stop by the spa today in the Cumberland Shopping Center or online at handandstonetyler.com. Welcome to the Celebrating Women podcast, hosted by Mandee Montana, a podcast that celebrates women, their stories, their struggles, and ability to overcome. Conversations that celebrate their gifts, their talents, and courage. It's the Celebrating Women podcast, presented by Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa in Tyler, Texas. With over 20 massage therapists and 6 estheticians certified and trained in multiple protocols, you can get an affordable massage or facial located right here in the East Texas area. Book your appointment today. Stop by the spa in the Cumberland Shopping Center in Tyler or online at handandstonetyler.com. Welcome back to the Celebrating Women podcast. I'm Mandee Montana, and today's episode is going to be a little different. I don't have a guest with me, just my thoughts, my heart, and hopefully a message that meets you right where you are. I've been feeling the need to pause lately. Not to quit, not to run away, but to take a breath, to reassess, to get still and listen. And what I've discovered is in that stillness, sometimes our biggest breakthroughs come when we give ourselves permission to rest and to be honest about what's really going on. So today, I'm opening up about the season I'm in, some vulnerability, exhaustion, pivots, and the quiet clarity that's emerging on the other side. If you've been feeling a little undone or unsure or like you're holding your breath and don't know why, this episode is for you. And let me just say, I can relate. Okay, so what I've been feeling lately and why I'm sharing it. If you've been following me on social media on my personal account, you've probably seen me opening up, talking about comebacks, talking about my struggles. And it's because there's been a lot going on in the last 5 years. Maybe you felt it too. We had a pandemic. The world has shifted. We've had some things turned upside down in our worlds. People have dealt with crazy medical issues. Family situations have changed. Job situations have changed. The economy's changed. Like the world is just different than it was, before, right? So it's caused me to go through just a period of transition. That's, I guess, what I'm labeling it. And, I'm typically prior to this time, energized by projects, goals, movement. And, it's not burnout, but kinda. Have you been there? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you're goal-driven, you're type A, you're a go-getter, but suddenly you're not. And it feels like you're a different person. Oh, I've been there. Yes. And so I don't know. I'm feeling a cause to just be still and reflect and, not break down, but take a moment to look within. So instead of looking at this as a season of burnout, which I guess we could label it that, right? Because I've been go, 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 and then stop. And we could call it that, but it doesn't feel aligned with how I'm really feeling because I still have a desire. I've just been out of alignment. I think that's a better way of looking at it. I've been out of alignment, and noticing this is the first step to changing it, right? Trying to get through whatever this time in my life is, whatever this feeling is, and frankly, it's hormonal too. You've probably seen a lot of buzz on the internet about perimenopause and menopause, and not everybody's talking about it, but a lot of women are talking about it. Some celebrity women actually speaking up too, which is helpful. My mom kept telling me to get my hormones checked, and, moms are usually pretty right about these things, but I put it off for a couple of years. And then when I finally did go get my levels checked, I was out of whack, y'all. pretty badly out of whack. And I've had to make some changes over the last year. And I got to say, I feel like I'm on the right track, but I'm still in this season of like figuring out where exactly that track is leading, right? So in that adjustment phase that I'm in, I'm having to cut some things out and realign. Old routines that used to work for me are not working anymore. Expectations that others had of me, we're having to adjust those because I'm not the person that I was 5 years ago, right? Maybe you're not either. When was the last time you thought about that, right? Like we all change, we all evolve or devolve sometimes. Been there, done that too. So we're not the same person that we used to be in this moment that we were, let's say in 2019, for example. Got to make some changes. And I felt like this was the time to gain some clarity through my vulnerability by not pretending like I'm fine anymore. People ask me, how are you? How are you doing? And for the longest time, I just said, fine, I'm okay. I got this, trucking along, positivity. And you know what? I am a positive person and I do have hope and I do believe that good things are happening in my life. I have a lot of gratitude for where I'm at. And I can recognize that things are different than the way they were before, and I'm having to adjust, having to change some things up, right? One of those things is in certain areas I'm slowing down. Sometimes you do have to slow down to speed up. As crazy as it sounds, I've seen it in real time, in real action. One of the things that I also struggle with, I don't know about you, is this need to perform, this need to be on all the time. And as someone who is a creator, a podcaster, a former radio personality, and public figure, that is something that I have felt for probably longer than that even. And that's a whole other thing. That's more of a therapy session. But this need to perform at a high level in all aspects of life and, even just engaging in conversation with people, feeling the need to be at my best, to give of my best at all times. That's a lot. That's a lot to carry. It's a big burden. And to be productive all the time, these are things that I have put on myself that, nobody else did. I've just accumulated these things. Oh, Mandee's productive. Mandee's a performer. Mandee's a high achiever. Mandee's a gold star getter. Mandee's a hustler. Mandee's all these things. Mandee also needs to rest. And she's learning to, finally. It's only taken me how many decades? Okay. And I'm figuring out what gives me energy and what drains me. And sometimes being drained is a good thing, like you've given it your all, right? And then other times you need things that pour back into you. This, for me, is energizing. I love sharing my thoughts with you, my heart with you. I love sharing my friends with you. That's kind of how this whole thing started, right? Ashley and I having conversations in our friendship and then introducing each other to friends that the other one didn't know. And getting to hear incredible stories about women, all of that energizes me, and I absolutely love it. I love doing this, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you for listening. And, being in this transition period, this messy middle, it's kind of scary. I don't always know what the outcome is going to be. I have no idea. Next week, I'm excited to introduce you to a guest that's kind of going out on a limb and courageously stepping into a new chapter in her life. And I'm excited to share all of that with you. I don't want to give too much away right now, but it's going to be a good one. And it might be something that you want to take part in. So teaser, exciting there. But the magic happens when you don't know what's next sometimes, right? That surprise when you're just creating and you're putting forth the effort and you're just pouring your heart into something and a beautiful outcome eventually results. You don't know how long it's going to take. And I really believe that when we give voice to our hearts, it gives permission for others to do the same. So hopefully, my hope is that by opening up and sharing with you kind of where I'm at, that it's going to give you permission to recognize something within yourself that maybe you feel you need to share. Maybe it's a yearning for connection, more female friendships, Maybe it's a yearning to journal and get your words on paper and share your heart in a way that's really personal and just for you, a look inward, so to speak. I would invite you to do that. Maybe it's a calling to have more intimacy with your spouse, whatever it is. I would encourage you, whatever that tug is, to lean into it. So in this messy middle, in this transition phase, I've had to reassess some things. One of those things is my work life. So for 20 years, I was in a career that was very public facing. As a radio personality, I loved it so much. It brought so much joy to my life. I had incredible connections with other local talent and lots of local businesses, local nonprofits, incredible organizations. And, it really gave me a lot of joy. There were parts of it that were hard. Any job is challenging, right? Any career is going to have its ups and downs. And as I decided to transition out of that, I did that for a few reasons. But some of the things that I felt were frustrating in that profession was the corporate structure of it. The stations here locally are incredible. Their management locally is incredible, but they have a lot of oversight from the powers that be up the chain, right? And sometimes I felt like a number more than a person. And again, I want to reiterate, that was not something I felt at a local level, but more at a corporate level. And it was just time for me to step away from that. I wanted to feel valued. I wanted to feel appreciated. Wanted to take my talents and skill sets and see if I could apply them to other things and expand, right? Hence the network marketing journey. And let me tell you, I still feel incredibly valued and appreciated in that space. I partner with an incredible company with incredible ownership, incredible leadership, and I'm just so thankful to have that in my life, even through the ups and downs. We've had lots of transition and change in that industry over the last 5 years, and it's been challenging. It's been a really challenging process. All that said, I have always felt appreciated for who I am and not just the numbers that I represent. So that's been like a really important piece over the last 5 years, something I'm really thankful for. I'm also learning to say no, and that no is a complete sentence. This is a tough one for me. If you study the Enneagram at all, I'm going to share with you my Enneagram number. Maybe you know yours. I am a 2. I tend to be a people pleaser, and that can create tension in my life because sometimes I do for others before I take care of myself. I think that's a trait a lot of women share. And if you're there, I see you, I hear you, I feel you. We can work on this. Boundaries are important. And I'm learning to put my energy into things that I enjoy and that are like things that are kind of like active rest. For example, reading. I love to read. I love to read novels. I love personal development too, but that feels a little bit like work. So I've been allowing myself to enjoy novels again. And it is incredible. I think I read half a book on Sunday. I'm not quite finished with it. Once I finish, I'll be happy to share with you what it was. It's kind of a mystery thriller that my friend Abby from Bound Books in Lindale recommended to me. Oh, shoot, I might as well tell you. It's called The Perfect Marriage. And I think it has a sequel, The Perfect Divorce, maybe, that just came out. But yeah, it's a page turner. It's really good. And it's kind of a whodunit if you're into mysteries. Yeah. Anyway, Abby makes great book recommendations. And if you want to support a local bookstore, she's incredible. And she is in East Texas. She's in Lindale. So Bound Books, open Thursday through Sunday. Yeah, very cool, right? I guess I just gave Abby a plug. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. I adore her and her sister, Stephanie Taylor, who's been on the show several times with me. And, Stephanie and I talked about some of this stuff recently, too, in an episode where we talked about The Happiness Project with Gretchen Rubin. Incredible book. And an opportunity, again, to look inward, an invitation to reassess and maybe make some shifts in your life to find that happiness, right? That's kind of where I'm at. And, these pivots, these small reassessments, these shifts, they don't have to be loud announcements. They don't have to be something that you pronounce on social media for everyone to know. It can just be a quiet reordering of your life, right? For example, I guess I'm sort of loudly sharing, but just to give you an example of something I'm doing in my life is reordering kind of how I'm treating nutrition. For years, I've been following kind of a low carb plan. And recently I've shifted to more of a very protein focused plan. I mean, I was always focused on protein, I guess, before lowering my carb intake, but now I'm eating carbs, but I am really dialed in on making sure that I get close to 100 to 120 grams of protein a day. And it's not the easiest thing to do. I'm supplementing with protein shakes and drinks, and I am obsessed with my newest one. It is our Clear Protein Plus lemonade flavor mixed with water and with our vanilla flavored shake. And oh my gosh, obsessed. 30 grams of protein, chugging that down so fast. I could do it 3 times a day. And here's the thing, I've been taking our GLP-X, our GLP-1 supplement for like a year now, and it's finally kicked in, and I am not hungry. I eat, but I'm not like craving food. My stomach's not gurgling all the time because I'm getting the protein in and I'm taking that, and boom, it's working like magic right now. And I feel better than I have in a long time. But again, it's that reassessing. It's these little shifts that I'm making. And I haven't really been loud about that on social media because I've still been kind of figuring it out for myself. And I'm really giving you the messy version. Once I get it figured out, I'll share more details. But those are some of the things that I'm doing, those little shifts, the little evolvements that are while I'm in this messy middle transition phase that I don't know exactly where it's going. I'm just quietly making moves. I'm quietly making shifts, right? So my encouragement to you is to do the same. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're in the messy middle, if you're in a transition period, if you're grieving something, if you are dealing with a breakup or you're dealing with a family member who's going through some kind of medical crisis or changing jobs, or you've got a kid in a new phase of life, whether they're a toddler or a teenager, you just got stuff going on, right? Maybe you've got a kid that's graduating or something like that. Big transitions. You got a lot going on, right? It's the little things that we change. It's the small habits. It's the quiet reordering. It's the little shifts that you make that can help you feel less overwhelmed. And I will tell you, it's okay to press pause. It's okay to not have all the answers. And one of the most powerful things that helps me in this moment of pause, in this moment of transition and messy middle, is gratitude. I've probably talked about gratitude lots of times on the podcast before, but let me just tell you, it centers me. It's a feeling of love, thankfulness. It just shifts my mood whenever I shift out of frustration or overwhelm, and I just shift into what is one thing that I can be grateful for in this moment, or what is one blessing that I have. And right now, I'll tell you what one of them is. It's the studio that I'm sitting in. I am so grateful for this space. I am grateful for this podcast. I am grateful that you are listening to it. And I just am so grateful that you're going to get something out of it. I don't know what. You might have a totally different thought while I'm talking about this that you get out of this. And if that's it, I'm grateful for that too. Thank you for listening to this. And I would just invite you to find those moments too. Find those moments of gratitude whenever you feel that overwhelm. And if there's something that you can let go of at this time, maybe something that you've been holding on to, or a task that's just that one extra thing that you really just need to let go of, or one extra commitment that, it doesn't really fill you up. You're just doing it to do it. Release it. Make some room for peace. Make some room for rest. There are plenty of things that need to be done around my house right now. Lots. We're not even going to talk about how awful my yard looks right now. But you know what? Right now, that's not giving me joy, and it's not giving me peace, and I've neglected it because I'm taking care of me first. And boy, do I wish that yard looked better. I mean, really. And sometimes it does give me peace to work in the yard. Sometimes I really enjoy it, and it does give me joy. It is not called to me in that way this season, and it's showing. So if you know where I live, don't drive by. It's not worth viewing, trust me. And if this resonated with you at all, I'd love to hear from you. I don't know, sometimes whenever I release these episodes, this is the second one where it's just me. If it hits, I want to hear from you. I heard from my sweet friend, Rosie Brown, who was a recent podcast guest the last time I went solo, and she sent me a nice text letting me know that it resonated with her and that she appreciated it. If you feel called to, if you'd like to tell me what you're maybe reassessing right now, in the show notes, there's an opportunity to just text me. It says text us. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. What clarity might be rising up for you in your quiet moments? Feel free to send me a message. I would love to hold space for your story. And just remember this, you are not behind. You are right on time where you are. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is rest, reflect, and then rise when you're ready. Thanks for being a part of this with me today. I hope that it's blessed you. I am grateful that you listen. If you feel like this was meaningful to you, maybe share it with a friend. Thank you so much, and I'll be back next week. The Celebrating Women podcast wants to hear from you. Email us a voice message to celebratingwomenpodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear your story or the story of an incredible woman you know. Become part of the conversation on social media. Facebook.com/celebratingwomenpodcast. On Instagram, search Celebrating Women Podcast. The Celebrating Women podcast has been presented by Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa in Tyler, Texas. Book your appointment today. Stop by the spa in Cumberland Shopping Center or online at handandstonetyler.com. Support the show for as little as $3 per month at celebratingwomenpodcast.buzzsprout.com or visit our show notes. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe to the Celebrating Women podcast.